me quick because I love you so. Love you so.
Hey guys, so welcome to another Elvis history vlog series 1 episode 3, and this one, which was supposed to have been episode 2, but I changed that to Elvis, his life in Germany and his army induction. And I think that one's doing quite well. I hope you guys are enjoying that one. I know I'm doing probably a bit too many because I only did that one yesterday and released it yesterday, but I thought, but since it's Christmas, I might as well treat you guys. And I know you guys enjoy stuff like this, so yeah. So this one is about Graceland and who owned it before Elvis, and then how Elvis come to buy Graceland off these people. So without further ado, let's get started. So Graceland was a 500-acre farm. It was owned by the S.E. Tooth family. I know, sounds like tooth, but it's not, it's T-O-O-F. The farm had been in the family for generations and was named after one of the female relatives, Grace. Grace's niece, Ruth Brown Moore, and her husband, Dr. Thomas Moore, built the mansion. They became well known in locals of the area Memphis. Ruth Marie was musically gifted, and classical recitals took part in the front room, which were common. Just as the rock and roll gospel jam sessions would take place when the next owner, who we know as Elvis Presley, would buy Graceland. And you know Elvis and his gospel music, he absolutely loved it. So this is about the new owner now. In the spring of 1957, Elvis Presley was just 22 years old when he bought the home and grounds for just over $100,000. It was Elvis's first year as a major star. The time he bought Graceland, Elvis had been working on his second movie, Loving You, which would later come to follow after with Jailhouse Rock. This would be the beginning of a long movie film career of young Elvis. And Loving You has got to be one of my favourite movies. It comes with the songs Got a Lot of Living to Do, Mean Woman Blues, Let's Have a Party, Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear. And I think that film is just hilarious, where he plays Deke Rivers and how he acts like a badass in a way. I mean, I don't know about you, but Elvis acting as a badass, just, there's something about him sort of acting that way, and I think but you can also see the innocent side of his character too, once you start to understand the storyline and where it goes. So, and Jailhouse Rock was one of the first movies that I watched of Elvis. His acting is so on point there, and his voice when he starts singing, obviously the song Jailhouse Rock and So Young and Beautiful, you can just hear the power and raw talent that he has when he's singing that song. So, whew. The guests that were around Graceland included Elvis's family, his friends, also Priscilla's family and friends at different times. Although Elvis had various homes in Los Angeles area and spent so much time on the road for his tours and making movies, Graceland was always his #1 home base. That is where he would mainly want to be and where he would always go back to, which was a constant in the life of Elvis. Elvis had lived in Graceland from the age of 22, but 21 years later, a horrible tragedy would strike. Elvis passed away at Graceland on the 16th of August 1977. Elvis would later be be buried at Forest Hill Cemetery, but would later be removed alongside his mum to his permanent resting site, which was in the meditation garden at Graceland, as 2 people planned to rob him and his body from there. But luckily there was a security guard that caught them. So his father Vernon wanted him and his mother moved to Graceland, where they could be kept safe under watch. Whew. And he's still buried there to this day. Millions of people from around the globe fly to Graceland, not only to pay respects to the king, but to pay tribute to his life, the legacy that he left behind through his music, his movies, and his charitable connections that he had. And what I love about Elvis's charitable side was that every year, without fail, at Christmas, he would donate thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to roughly about 50 to 100 different charities that he supported. And what I also love about Elvis was that he would help anyone in need. Like, he never forgot his roots, because he grew up in a poverty-stricken time, and he had a strong faith in God. And even though he was well known, he never stopped giving back to the community around him. He helped so many different people. He not only helped people, but he helped the communities. He helped hospitals. And one thing that I absolutely love is that the Pearl Harbor Memorial Site. We all know Elvis served in the army for roughly 2 years of his life. And it was through a charitable concert that he did in Hawaii that all that money and the proceeds went straight to the Pearl Harbor Memorial Site, which he helped build, and it still stands there to this day. And if I can find the link to the program that is on YouTube, I shall share it in the link below. And it is a brilliant one that I'd recommend watching. It's so insightful, and it just shows the good nature of the people that served on the USS Arizona, and just the people who served at that time in the war in general. So going on from that, on October 3rd, 1977, Elvis was moved to Graceland with his mother Gladys, who were then buried in the meditation garden, which is right next to the pool. So you've got the pool here, and the meditation garden is alongside it, just there. I shall post a photo of it in a moment. And then sadly, 2 years later, Elvis's father, Vernon Presley, sadly passed away, which was 2 years to the day that Elvis played his last and final concert. And he was buried next to his wife and his son Elvis. And then in the early 1980s, Elvis's grandmother, Minnie Mae, passed. As harsh as it's going to sound, she kind of outlived Elvis just by a few more years. And then his other aunt, Delta, she passed away 3 years later. And what I love, the fact that Priscilla took on the role of Keeper of Graceland, is that how she's kept it up to this day, how it's been kept, how it's been transformed to a modern state-of-the-art complex. And this is the part that I'm going to be talking about now. So in 1982, they started building a hotel, and this gave the fans the chance to stay there, be able to have tours around Graceland. They only do the tours downstairs, out back, along the grounds of Graceland. That no one to this day is allowed up on the second floor, which was Elvis's private quarters. The only people that are allowed up there to this day are Priscilla, Lisa, and the archive manager. I believe her name is Angela Marchese. Yes, Angela Marchese. And loads of people know her because she's done videos for the YouTube channel Gates of Graceland. And I love how she's so passionate about keeping the memory and the things that Elvis brought safe. And what I love that Lisa can also do is be able to go to a secret place at Graceland that is bomb-proof, waterproof, flood-proof, weatherproof basically. And I think it could be bomb-proof as well, which is quite cool, where his personal items are kept, and the fact that she can just go in there, still be connected to her father, and just be able to hold his stuff, go through his stuff, and be able to remember the memories that she shared with him. So in 2016, the Heartbreak Hotel was closed, it was demolished. It was to make way for a bigger, better, more up-to-date and state-of-the-art complex, which is now known as the Guest House of Graceland. And what I love that they've done is, I think it's as soon as you go into the complex, you have the staircase, the exact same staircase that is in the mansion of Graceland, and that you can walk up them stairs and just get a feel of how it would have been in Elvis's time, walking up the Graceland mansion stairs. So in 2016, Graceland built the Guest House of Graceland after the Heartbreak Hotel was closed down. The new complex of Graceland covers 200,000 square foot state-of-the-art entertainment complex, which includes the Entertainer Career Museum, Presley Motors, where all his motorbikes and just general motor things were kept. We all know Elvis, he liked his motorbikes and his trikes. Trike motorbikes is what I'm going to call him. And it also comes with a new automobile museum, which was where his cars were kept, as well as 2 restaurants named after Gladys and Vernon. It comes with Discovery, exhibits, and a soundstage, which I'm presuming is where all the Elvis Presley impersonators either perform. If not, it could be the soundstage where Elvis recorded the '68 special comeback. Since opening, people from around the globe, roughly around 20 million to 50 million people, come to visit Graceland, especially for Elvis Week, which is based on celebrating his life, his career, and it's just to also mourn him as one whole family by paying tribute to him, which includes a candlelight vigil and a few words either spoken by his daughter Lisa or Priscilla. That starts from the 11th of August through to the 18th of August. And then a couple of months later in January, they hold another mini Elvis Week, which is what I like to call it. And that one is to celebrate the birth of Elvis, which goes from the 6th of January to the 9th of January. It's where they have, I think next year, in 2022, Elvis's ex-wife Priscilla Presley will be there. I think that is going to be such a cool thing to watch. And I know I've had my fair share of comments about Priscilla in the past, but I think coming to realise who she is as a person and what she's actually done for Graceland and how she's kept it up for Elvis, I don't agree with some of the stuff that she has said about him, but I think she's then realised, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And what she's done for the animals that, like the horses. I love the fact that Graceland only takes in rescued and abused horses. That is incredible. And I love the fact that they've got a golden palomino there, since the last one was rising sun. And unfortunately, just over a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, Lisa Marie's only son and Elvis's grandson, Benjamin Storm Presley Keogh, who was born on the 21st of the 10th, 1992, unfortunately passed away on the 12th of July 2020, aged just 27. And he is also buried at Graceland, just opposite where Elvis is laid to rest. And I love the fact that he's buried there, that he's at peace. I do believe in the paranormal, which isn't really to do with this video, but I believe that he is with his grandfather and his great-grandmother and his great-granddad, and just all of Elvis's family and Priscilla's family too. They're just watching over it, and that he is safe, that nothing's going to harm him. What I would love to know or to hear in the comments below in this video are some of your stories. If you've been to Graceland, how you think Graceland has changed since it opened in the 1982 up till now. What changes have you seen that you like? What changes don't you agree with? And this is just an open discussion now. So whatever you want to share, whatever you have experienced, whether you felt, because I know a lot of people when they go to Graceland and some of the pictures that they've captured, you can see Elvis's face in some of the pictures. You can see there is one picture where Vernon's office out back, you can see what looks like an apparition of Vernon standing in his office. And I know a lot of people have said that you can feel his spirit there. I remember watching an interview with Angela Marchese where she said that when she was going to change the lights, all of a sudden that the lights the lights flickered on and off a couple of times, and where she thought it was Elvis just playing a prank. I know he was very much a prankster, and I can just imagine Elvis doing that. Pranking people from beyond the grave, which is one thing that he loved to do. So I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this vlog. I know it's a real quick one today, it's not a long one as what it was yesterday. And I just want to thank you guys for your support on this channel. I'm just grateful for everything that you guys do, the comments that you guys give. Sorry about that, I had to stop it as my dog was starting to bark again. And I'm just generally thankful for the support that you guys are giving this channel. I'm going to be doing another episode, which would be episode 4. I'm going to be working on that and then possibly episode 5, as I know you guys really enjoyed this video. So thank you for tuning in, watching this video. I wish you guys an absolutely amazing Christmas with your family, your friends. And I'm just going to be thinking of Elvis at Christmas, at Graceland, and the pranks, the fun and the joy that he had. So thank you guys for watching. I love you and take care. Until the next vlog. Bye.
Kiss me quick and make my heart go crazy.